In this video, I'm going to show you how to paint this rooster, this item. For this project, you'll need the Kimple Intense Translucent colors, and you can purchase them at glacierceramics.com. I'll show it on a screen here in a minute. I really like this little company. It's locally owned, family-owned business. And then I purchased the bisque at wrapitup.com, and again I'll show that on a screen here next. You also need some cotton rags. Paper towels won't work. They're too rough and they'll scratch, and plus they flake off. So you'll just need a nice soft cotton rag and some brushes, and that's about it. I'm going to work the rooster part first. So what I like to do is cover up the part that I'm not working with a rag so that it stays nice and clean. And that I have a place for my hand to touch and I don't have to worry about it getting dirty. So the first thing that I'm going to antique is his belly area, and I'm going to outline it in Kimple's black. And then going in, as I move in, I'm going to switch over to the ebony. The ebony is just a little softer color of a black. I like to use it I don't like to use the black for the whole thing. It's just very dark, and I don't know, the ebony is just a little bit softer. And so when you're painting it on, you always want to go full strength. And then switching over to the ebony, don't need to clean your brush. Do the rest of it on the belly, full strength. Just make sure all the white is covered up. And then next, using your cotton rag, just start pulling this back. And switching to a clean part of your rag and continuing to work it. Next, using Kimple's mushroom color, I'm going to go over that tummy area, and except I'm not going to do the crevice. You want to leave that nice and dark, and so just kind of go in the middle. Don't need to leave the edges nice and dark. Using your cotton rag, pull back. Then using Kimple's white, paint over it at a strong angle like you're scraping a peanut butter jar. Go over the belly area, kind of in the areas that you want highlighted. Again, towards the middle, leave the edges nice and dark. And then using a clean rag, pull that back. And kind of blend it together as you rub. And then with a little bit of color, white on Kimple's a flat brush, and it's nice and flat, at a strong angle like scraping a peanut butter jar. Just kind of go over it, and you're going to catch the edges that are sticking up, and it'll just brighten it up even more. Now for the rest of the rooster, I'm going to antique it in Kimple's walnut. Okay, so this is what it looks like, all antiqued in Kimple's, or painted full strength in Kimple's walnut. And this is a large piece, so just be patient, keep working it. So just take your rag and start pulling back. So this is what it looks like pulled back. It's the best I could do it with just a rag and just rubbing it. My favorite product to use to help pull back is Deco Art's Americana Drying Time Extender. So using a brush, just get a little bit of it on. It actually doesn't need a lot. And I'm just going to catch the edges. We'll start with the tail, and then using a clean rag. This product, I really like it. As soon as it touches it, it'll help pull it back. I've tried lots of other products, and Kimple actually makes a product that's intended to help pull back, but for me, it just didn't seem to work that well. And I really like this one because right away, as soon as it touches it, it'll immediately start working. And so then just repeat this process until you get it pulled back the way you want. So this is what the head looks like, brushed with the Kimple white. Next I'm going to use some of Kimple's black, and I'm going to go back over the tummy area, the edge, with the black. And what this will do is create just a real nice dark edge. Using a clean rag, you're going to pull back, and what you want to do is go up and down. Don't go straight across. Go up and down, and this will blend it. And leave a nice shadow on the edge with a lot of depth to it. I'm going to do the rooster's feet in Kimple's Topaz. And so you want the dark to remain in the crevices, so don't paint with the crevices, go against them, and just brush it on. And then using a cloth rag, and then again, when you pull back, go against the crevices, and that'll leave that brown in the crevices. And you do get some of the color in there. I can just take a Q-tip and just pull back that color, and it'll leave that brown underneath. I'm going to do the bottom grass in Kimple's Evergreen. paint it on. Using Kimple's Topaz, I'm going to brush it, go back over the green in that angle at a peanut butter jar, and I'm going to go back over it. Using your rag, I'll pull back. Use a soft circular motion for this part. And this will soften up that green. Just give it a really nice, soft, warm tone to it. I decided that I want the tail to be black, base coated in black, and then where the teal's going to be on the feathers. So as always, paint it on full strength. Cover it all up in black. So this is what it looks like, coated in black. Then using your rag, start pulling it back. This is the best I could get it, and to help pull back some more, I'm going to use my favorite product. It's Americanus Drying Time Extender. Take some, put a little bit on your rag, it doesn't need a lot, and then as soon as it touches it, it'll help pull back more of the color. I did the same technique on this strip of feathers and here. Next, using Kimple's Teal, I'm going to go every other feather in the teal, and so you'll leave one teal, leave one as is, teal, leave as is, and so on. So again, you apply it full strength. And then it'll be the wiping back that will create the pretty colors. So paint this on full strength. This is what the tail looks like painted full strength. And then taking a rag, start pulling it back. With just a tiny bit of that drying time extender on a cloth, I'm just going to brighten up a few of the feathers, just some of the areas. Using Kimple's Walnut, I'm going to go back and reapply it to this area here. When I had done the black on the tail, it kind of got there. That's okay, you just go back over it in that color. And again, like always, apply it full strength and then pull that back. Next, using Kimple's White, we're going to rouge the feathers. And so using your cotton rag, get a little bit of the color on. And then you want to be sure to rub that in to a palette, because you really don't want a lot on. If you do have too much, it'll get into the crevices. And then going crosswise, just touch it. The other way to do this is to use a brush. And again, you get some paint on it. Take your palette, just go back and forth. We'll flatten that brush out and remove excess because you really only need a little. And you just add, like scraping a peanut butter jar, so at a very strong angle, just start touching it. And obviously it is easier to control. You can get close to the edges. So some people like this method better. Whatever your preference is, I guess you know both methods and you can use it. That's how I did, this is how I did all the white around here. I forgot to show you. I did it using the brush. Using black, I'm gonna go over the sign, but it's gonna be too hard to get real close to the letters, so you really only need to just worry about, if you're not able to get too close, that's okay. It'll be okay. So as best you can, paint it black full strength. So this is what it looks like full strength painted, and then using your rag, start pulling it back. Just do the best that you can. This is what it looks like pulled back. Next, using Kimple's teal, paint that on full strength. Over all the black areas. Using your rag, pull this back. And for the areas that are too difficult with your finger, you can use a Q-tip. So this is what it looks like pulled back. It should just be a real pretty kind of rustic teal. For the letters, I'm going to rouge them, at least I'm going to try that, using Kimple's Topaz. And again, using a rag, a little bit of color on it. And then just lightly skim over the letters. Flip it upside down so I can see better. Using Kimple's Ruby, paint, can't think of what you call this, but this part, and then this full strength Ruby. Using your rag, pull this back, and it'll catch the edges but leave that nice deep red in the holes. So I finished the piece, I finished the top portion in the same technique, antique brown first, then black, then the teal, finished the letters. For the little highlights on all the letters, I did those in Kimple's Spice Brown. And again, brush it on full strength, and then using a Q-tip, just gently pull back. For the eye, see my videos on how to paint eyes. I always use the same technique regardless of the item. And that's it. So this is the finished piece. I hope it inspires you to try out the Kimple colors. And happy painting!